The stars were calm that night. Captain Aaron Vale stood on the bridge of his ship, the horizon's edge, staring out at the swirling colors of the distant nebula. He had flown through hundreds of star systems, seen countless worlds, and faced dangers no human should ever see. Yet somehow he felt at peace. Space was quiet. Space was honest. There were no politics here, no battles for power, only the hum of engines and the endless stretch of the universe. "Captain," said Lieutenant Mara Chen, breaking his reverie, "we've scanned a planet ahead. It's unusual. The readings are off the charts. Life forms, energy levels, some kind of field I've never seen before." Aaron nodded. "Plot a course. Let's take a closer look." The planet came into view like a jewel. Rivers glowed softly, weaving through forests that shimmered with bioluminescent light. Floating islands drifted slowly above the surface, casting long shadows in the strange sunlight. Aaron had never seen anything like it. He felt both awe and a strange sense of curiosity. Something told him this world was special. They landed on a smooth green plateau near a small river. The air was crisp and sweet. Tiny creatures darted between glowing flowers, and the water reflected colors Aaron didn't know existed. He stepped off the ship, feeling the ground beneath his boots. This was a world untouched by violence, untouched by the horrors humans sometimes brought to the stars. Then he saw her. She was lying beside the river, her body almost transparent under the glowing sunlight. Her skin shimmered faintly like liquid crystal, and her eyes were closed. Aaron froze. She wasn't human, not even close. Her long limbs were elegant, her hands delicate, and her flowing hair seemed to float around her as if suspended in water. And yet, she was breathing, though weakly. "Barely," Lieutenant Chen whispered. "Captain, she's alive, but barely. Her energy readings are dropping fast." Aaron knelt beside her. "Can you understand me?" he asked gently. "I won't hurt you." Her eyes fluttered open. They were violet, glowing softly with a strange light. She gasped, and the translator device attached to her wrist activated, automatically. A melodic, unfamiliar language filled the air. Then it translated, "Please, help me. I am dying." Aaron swallowed hard. "What happened?" "My blood. It is failing," she said. "No cure, no healer can save me." Aaron scanned her with his portable device. The readings were alarming. Her blood energy was collapsing. The life force that sustained her species, the Arindra, was fading fast. "How long?" he asked. "Minutes, perhaps an hour," she whispered. Her voice was weak, but there was a quiet dignity in it. She was a princess. Aaron could feel it. Even in her weakest state, her posture was straight, her voice calm. Lieutenant Chen looked at him. "Captain, we have no medicine here that can stabilize her, and we can't contact any Arindra scientists. Their signals are blocked somehow." Aaron clenched his jaw. He had faced impossible odds before, but this was different. This wasn't a battle. This was life and death. And only he could help. He knelt closer to the princess. "Do you know of any way to save you?" he asked. Her violet eyes widened slightly. "Perhaps a human blood may work." Aaron blinked. "Human blood? You are different," she said. "Our bodies may adapt. Your life, energy, stabilize mine." Aaron's mind raced. He had heard of humans saving other species in legends, but never like this. Blood transfusions across species were unheard of, dangerous, sometimes fatal. And yet, she was dying. If he did nothing, she would be gone. Lieutenant Chen placed a hand on his shoulder. "Captain, it's risky. You could, I don't know, die from incompatibility. Or worse." Aaron looked at the princess. She was breathing shallowly now, her body trembling. She looked up at him with a trust he didn't deserve but deeply felt. "I don't care," he said. "We try it. That's The only way she lives. The princess gave a faint nod, and Aaron could see the relief in her eyes, even in her weak state. They set up a portable medical unit beside the river. Alien devices began scanning her, analyzing her blood, her energy, her body's reactions. Aaron rolled up his sleeve and let them take a sample of his blood. The moment it connected, a soft hum filled the air, and the alien devices glowed. "This is extraordinary," Chen whispered. "It's adapting. The blood is compatible." Aaron smiled faintly, though his hands were shaking. "Then we keep going." The transfusion began. Slowly, carefully, human blood entered her system, and for a moment nothing happened. Then the hum grew louder. The devices glowed brighter. The princess gasped, her body shivering as energy spread through her. Aaron held her hand. "Stay with me," he said softly. "You're going to be okay." Minutes passed like hours. Aaron could feel the tension in the air. The Arindra princess's energy was unstable, but he noticed a faint glow returning to her eyes. Her breathing grew steadier, her body less frail. Finally, she sat up slightly, her violet eyes brighter. I feel warmth, strength, thank you," she whispered. Aaron exhaled. "Don't thank me yet. You're not fully stable, but you're alive. That's the start." She studied him, curiosity shining in her gaze. "You saved me. A human life precious." Aaron chuckled softly, though it was more relief than humor. "Humans aren't perfect, but we try. Sometimes we do something right." The princess smiled faintly, and for a moment the world seemed to stop around them. Floating islands, glowing rivers, and shining forests faded into the background. There was only the two of them, connected by a fragile thread of life. Chen looked at Aaron with wide eyes. "Captain, something is happening. Her energy levels, they're rising faster than expected." Aaron's brow furrowed. "Faster? That shouldn't be possible. She's supposed to be delicate, weak. Her species can't handle human energy." But she was sitting upright now, her body glowing faintly with a soft violet light. Her hand gripped his tightly, and Aaron could feel a pulse of strength radiating from her. She's adapting," the princess whispered. "Your blood, it's changing me, improving me somehow." Aaron shook his head in disbelief. This is unbelievable." The princess's voice was steadier now, stronger. "You have given me life. More than life. Energy. Hope." Aaron looked at her, awe filling him. Humans were capable of many things. Courage, ingenuity, resilience. But seeing his own blood give life to a being from another world, something he couldn't have imagined. And yet, here it was. Chen broke the silence. "Captain, look at her. She's not just alive. She's thriving." Aaron nodded slowly. "This changes everything. If humans can do this, if we can help other species this way, the galaxy will never be the same." For the first time on this strange, beautiful planet, Aaron felt a sense of purpose beyond fighting or exploring. He had saved a life. He had bridged worlds. And somehow, he knew this was only the beginning. The princess looked at him with her violet eyes, now sparkling with vitality. "Human, you have given me a gift I will never forget." Aaron smiled. "Neither will I, and I promise I'll stay as long as you need me." The forest around them seemed to pulse with energy, as if the planet itself acknowledged the bond forming between human and Arindra princess. Aaron didn't know what would come next, but for now, he was content to be there, beside her, watching her recover. Little did he know, the transfusion had awakened something extraordinary in her, something no one, human or Arindra, had ever seen before. And soon, the universe would take notice. The night fell softly over the glowing forests of Arindra. Floating islands drifted silently above, reflecting the pale light of the twin moons. Captain Aaron Vale sat beside Princess Lyra, who was now leaning on a soft moss-covered rock near the river. Her skin shimmered faintly in the moonlight, a delicate glow that seemed to pulse with her heartbeat. She was breathing steadily now, her strength returning more quickly than anyone could have imagined. Even Lieutenant Mara Chen, standing nearby and monitoring her vital signs, looked astonished. "This is incredible," Chen whispered. "Her energy is stabilizing faster than our instruments predicted. The transfusion, it's working beyond expectations." Aaron nodded, though he remained cautious. "It's too early to celebrate. We don't know how her body will react long term. She's recovering, yes, but we need to monitor her carefully." Lyra turned her violet eyes toward him, now bright and curious. "Your blood, it gives me strength. I feel alive. More than ever." Aaron smiled faintly, trying to hide the exhaustion in his body. Donating his blood had taken more out of him than he expected. He felt drained, but seeing her recovering made every ache worth it. "Princess," he said gently, "we need to know how much you can handle. Your body is adapting, but we must be careful. This could be dangerous if we push too fast." Lyra studied him for a moment, then nodded. "I trust you. You saved me. I will follow your guidance." Aaron's heart warmed. She was brave, but more than that, she was wise beyond her years. "Good. Then let's start slow. We'll help your body adjust." For the next few hours, Aaron and Chen worked carefully, using alien medical devices to monitor her. They adjusted the flow of the transfusion, letting her body absorb the human blood at a pace that minimized strain. During this time, Lyra began to move more naturally. She touched the glowing plants around her, and they seemed to respond. The flowers leaned slightly toward her fingers, and the small river rippled in ways that made Aaron stop in surprise. What is happening?" he whispered to Chen. Chen shook her head, equally stunned. "I don't know, it's like her energy when it interacts with the planet, like she's connected to everything here." Lyra looked at Aaron with a soft smile. "I feel different. My senses sharper. My thoughts clearer. Your blood, it has awakened something in me." Aaron frowned, partly in awe, partly in concern. "Awakened? What do you mean?" I can feel the life around me," she said, her voice soft but steady. "The river, the plants, even the smallest creatures. I can sense them. I have never felt this before." Aaron exchanged a glance with Chen. "This is unprecedented. Human blood has never been known to do this to any species, and yet it seems to enhance her abilities." Lyra stood slowly, testing her strength. "I feel strong, stronger than before, but safe. I can control it." Aaron nodded. "Good. That control is important. You need to understand what your body can do before anything else." Over the next day, Aaron taught Lyra small exercises to help her focus her newfound abilities. He guided her through simple energy control practices, asking her to influence the flow of the river, to make plants respond gently to her touch, and to sense the creatures around them without harming them. Lyra learned quickly. Within hours, she could sense the smallest movements in the forest, feel the current of the river, and understand the subtle patterns of life around her. Her connection to her planet had grown stronger than anyone could imagine. "This is incredible," Chen said again, shaking her head. "It's like your blood unlocked something hidden inside her, Captain, something no one knew existed." Aaron smiled faintly. "Humans are full of surprises, Chen, but we can't take credit for this. She's amazing on her own. We just helped her along the way." Lyra approached Aaron and took his hand again. "You risked your life and to save me. I cannot thank you enough. But now, I want to learn more about you." About humans. Aaron raised an eyebrow. You want to learn about humans? You're asking a lot, Princess. We can start small. Our culture, our values, our funny habits. She tilted her head, her eyes sparkling. Yeah, I want to understand. Your courage, your choices, they are remarkable. How do you, humans, care so much for others? Aaron chuckled softly. It's not always perfect. Sometimes we fail. But when we see someone in need and when we can make a difference like we try, that's what matters. That's how we survive together. That's what makes us human. Lyra listened closely, absorbing every word. I see. Humans, you are different, brave, and compassionate. I understand why you gave me your blood. It was not duty. It was choice. Aaron nodded. Exactly. And that choice? It's something anyone can make, even you, Princess, even your people. That's the kind of strength that matters. Courage, empathy, and wisdom. For the next few days, Aaron and Lyra grew closer. She asked about Earth, about human history, about wars, about inventions. He told her stories of bravery, sacrifice, and discovery. She laughed at human quirks, marveled at human creativity, and asked endless questions about their strange planet full of oceans, mountains, and forests. In return, Lyra taught Aaron about her world. She explained the floating islands, the glowing rivers, the delicate balance of life, and the ways her people communicated with the planet. Aaron listened, fascinated by a culture so different from anything he had ever known. One evening, as the twin moons rose over the horizon, Lyra looked at Aaron with a thoughtful expression. Captain, your blood, it has changed me, but it has also changed us. We are connected now. I feel your energy, your life, within me. Aaron paused, understanding. We are connected. Yes. But it's a good connection. Strong one. It's what allows you to survive and thrive. Lyra smiled softly. I do not fear death anymore because of you. And yet, I feel something more. A power. A gift. I am stronger than I ever imagined. Aaron studied her carefully. That power, it can be used wisely. You must control it. Understand it. Don't let it overwhelm you. Humans have a saying, power is nothing without responsibility. She nodded. I understand, Captain. I will learn with your guidance. Days passed and Lyra's strength continued to grow. The Arindra people who had been watching from a distance began to approach cautiously. They had heard of the human who gave his blood to save their princess. Some were curious, some skeptical, but all were watching. Finally, Lyra stood before her people, radiant and strong. She addressed them in her melodious voice, which the translator converted into words Aaron could understand. My people, she said, a human has given me life. Not just life, but strength. He has shown courage, compassion, and wisdom. I am alive because of him. And we will learn from him, together. Aaron stepped forward, feeling both nervous and proud. I only did what I could to help. Your princess is remarkable on her own. She just needed a little help to survive, the Arindra murmured among themselves. They had never seen a human act without selfishness, without war or conquest. Here was a man who risked his life for another being, simply because it was the right thing to do. Lyra looked at Aaron, her violet eyes shining. Your people, they have qualities we have never seen before. Courage, selflessness, ingenuity. Perhaps humans are special. Aaron smiled, faintly. Humans are just humans. But sometimes we can do extraordinary things. The Arindra began to approach, offering gestures of peace, curiosity, and gratitude. Aaron felt a warmth in his chest. This was more than saving a life. This was building trust, understanding, and friendship across worlds. That night, as the twin moons cast their glow over the forests, Aaron and Lyra sat by the river. The water shimmered, reflecting the stars above. She rested her hand in his, still glowing faintly with vitality. "Captain D, what happens now?" she asked softly. Aaron looked at the horizon, thinking of the endless possibilities. "Now, we learn from each other. Now, we see what humans and Arindra can do together. This is only the beginning." Lyra nodded, her eyes reflecting both wonder and determination. Yes, the beginning of something incredible. The days on Arindra passed in a rhythm that was both peaceful and extraordinary. The twin moons rose and set over the glowing forests. Rivers shimmered in colors Aaron had never seen, and floating islands drifted lazily across the sky. Yet, for Aaron Vale, the quiet of the planet was filled with wonder and constant discovery. Princess Lyra had recovered fully from the transfusion, but that was only the beginning. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, she began to change. Her movements became more graceful, her senses sharper, and her mind seemed to perceive things Aaron couldn't explain. When she touched the glowing plants along the riverbank, they bent slightly as if acknowledging her presence. When she walked, the air around her seemed lighter, charged with energy that radiated quietly but powerfully. Aaron watched her one evening as she knelt beside a small pond, tracing her fingers through the water. Ripples moved in patterns that seemed almost deliberate, and tiny glowing fish swam around her as if recognizing her presence. "Princess," he said softly, "your energy, it's incredible. What is happening?" Lyra looked up, her violet eyes shimmering in the moonlight. I do not know, Captain. I feel connected, not just to this planet, but to everything on it. The rivers, the trees, even the smallest creatures, and I can feel them, I can understand their life." Aaron knelt beside her, feeling a mixture of awe and concern. "It's like your body has changed. Your connection to your world is stronger than anything I've ever seen. But you must be careful. You're still learning how to control this." "I understand," Lyra said, nodding. "Your blood, it has awakened something in me. I feel stronger, smarter, more aware, but it is not frightening. It feels right." Aaron smiled faintly. "Sometimes change feels strange at first, but if it feels right, then we just need to guide it." Over the next few days, Aaron and Lyra trained together, not in combat. Arindra had no need for violence, but in control. Lyra practiced focusing her energy to influence the environment around her. She learned to gently shift the flow of rivers, to encourage plants to grow toward the sunlight, and even to sense the presence of small creatures hiding in the underbrush. Each time Aaron guided her, explaining how humans learn to work with their environment rather than against it. One afternoon, as they rested beneath a large glowing tree, Lyra spoke with curiosity. "Captain, you humans, you face challenges everywhere. How do you control your strength? How do you not let it overwhelm you?" Aaron thought for a moment. "We learn from our mistakes. We make choices. Strength is useless if you cannot control it. And wisdom comes from listening, from observing, and from understanding what matters most. That is what I am teaching you now. Control comes from knowing your limits and using your gifts responsibly." Lyra's eyes brightened. "I will remember. I wish to be worthy of your trust and your sacrifice." Aaron's chest tightened at her words. "You already are worthy. That's why I helped you. Not because I expected anything in return, but because it was the right thing to do." Days turned into nights, and nights into days. The bond between human and princess grew stronger. They shared stories, laughed at small human quirks, and marveled at the wonders of each other's worlds. Aaron showed her pictures of Earth, with oceans, mountains, and cities teeming with life. Lyra showed him the ancient Arindra archives, with floating holograms of history, songs, and knowledge older than any human civilization. Then came the moment when the changes became undeniable. One morning, Lyra stood at the edge of a floating island overlooking the valley below. She raised her hand slightly, and the rivers of energy flowing through the forests seemed to shimmer in response. Trees leaned gently toward her as if in respect, and small glowing creatures hovered near her, sensing her presence. Erin's jaw dropped. "Princess, what are you doing?" "I am feeling," she said simply. "I can sense everything. The river, the forest, the creatures, they all speak to me in a way I understand. Your blood, it has given me this gift." Erin stepped closer, feeling both awe and fear. "It's incredible, but it's dangerous too. You have power now that no Irindra or human has ever had before. You must use it wisely." Lyra nodded solemnly. "I will, but I feel responsible for my people, for this world, perhaps even for others beyond it." Erin's eyes widened. "Others? What do you mean?" Lyra's gaze shifted to the horizon where the glowing forest stretched as far as the eye could see. "I do not know fully, but I sense there is more. Beyond this planet, beyond my people, there is a universe that needs hope. Your gift, your sacrifice, it may have opened the path for something greater." Erin's heart raced. Humans were explorers, yes, but he had never imagined such a responsibility resting on his shoulders. "Princess, you're saying that what we did, your survival, could impact more than just this planet?" "Yes," Lyra said softly, her eyes shining. "I feel it, like a thread connecting me to others, to distant stars, to beings I have never met. Your blood, your courage, has created something extraordinary." Erin swallowed hard. "Then we have to be careful. If your power grows, if others learn of it, it could change everything. Not all who see it may understand, but if we guide it, if we use it wisely, it could be amazing." Lyra nodded, a faint smile on her lips. "I trust you, Erin. We will learn together, and I will control this gift. For good." As the days passed, Lyra's abilities grew, even stronger. She could sense the smallest energy fluctuations, understand patterns in nature that no Irindra scholar had ever recorded, and even influence minor changes in the environment with precision. The forests, rivers, and creatures responded to her, creating a harmony that astonished Erin. One evening, as they walked through the glowing forest, Erin paused. "Princess, do you realize what this means? Your people, they will see you not just as their princess, but as someone extraordinary, someone capable of leading them in ways they have never imagined." Lyra's eyes softened. "I understand. And I do not fear it. I will use this gift for my people, for this world, and for you, who saved me." Erin shook his head. "It wasn't about me. It was about saving your life. But seeing you like this, seeing you thrive, it feels incredible." Lyra smiled faintly, her violet eyes glowing softly in the moonlight. "Your blood, your courage, it has changed me, but it has also changed us. We are connected now, in ways that go beyond life and death. I feel your energy, your life, within me." Erin placed a hand gently on hers. "We are connected, yes, and it's a good connection, a strong one. It's what allows you to survive and thrive. But it's also a bond that carries responsibility. You must use it wisely." "I will," she said firmly. "And I will learn, with your guidance." It was then that the Irindra scholars arrived, approaching cautiously. They had been observing from afar, curious about the human who had given his blood to save the princess. When they saw Lyra standing, radiant and powerful, they gasped in amazement. "Princess, you are different," one scholar whispered. Lyra turned to them, her eyes shining. "I am alive because of a human's courage, but more than that, I am stronger. wiser, and connected to this world in ways none of us thought possible. And now, we must learn how to use this gift for the good of all. Aaron stepped forward. I only helped. Your princess. She has always been remarkable. She just needed a chance to survive and thrive. The scholars murmured among themselves, their skepticism replaced by awe. They had never seen a human act with such selflessness, nor witnessed a transformation like this. Lyra looked at Aaron, her expression one of deep gratitude. Your people. They have qualities we have never seen before. Courage, selflessness, ingenuity. Perhaps humans are special. Aaron smiled faintly. Humans are just humans. But sometimes, we can do extraordinary things. That night, under the twin moons and glowing forests, Aaron and Lyra sat together by the river. The water reflected, their images showing a human warrior and an alien princess connected by courage, trust, and an extraordinary bond. I feel ready, Lyra said softly. Ready to face what comes next, and to understand the path your gift has opened. Aaron nodded. Then we move forward. Together. This is only the beginning. The sun rose over the glowing forests of Erindra, painting the floating islands with shades of gold and violet. Captain Aaron Vale stood beside Princess Lyra at the edge of a cliff, looking down over the rivers and forests below. For days, they had explored the strange energy patterns of the planet, trying to understand the changes that had come with Lyra's recovery. Lyra's violet eyes scanned the horizon, deep in thought. Aaron, I have discovered something in the archives, she said softly. Something old, something important. Aaron turned to her, curiosity piqued. What is it? She led him to a chamber carved into the side of a cliff, filled with glowing holographic symbols and ancient texts. The air shimmered with knowledge older than any human civilization. Lyra activated a hologram, and a three-dimensional image of her ancestors appeared. This is our prophecy, she said. It speaks of a bridge between stars. It says a being from another world will come to our aid, and together, they will guide the future of our people. Aaron's eyes widened. You're saying this prophecy mentions humans? Lyra nodded. Yes. It is not detailed, but the signs are clear. A human, or a being like you, will play a role in the survival and growth of our people. Aaron swallowed, feeling both pride and responsibility. Then we must do everything we can to honor that. But first, we need to understand what's happening here. Your planet, it is changing. Lyra's face grew serious. Yes. The floating forests, the rivers, the life energy. It is unstable in some regions. If we do not act, parts of our world may collapse. We must find a way to restore balance. Aaron studied the maps and energy readings. From what I see, some of this can be stabilized with proper management, but it will require ingenuity and teamwork. Lyra looked at him with determination. Then we begin together. Over the next several days, Aaron worked alongside Lyra and the Erindra scholars. He introduced concepts of human engineering, combining technology with natural energy flows rather than forcing the planet to change. They built small devices to monitor energy, redistribute power, and gently correct imbalances. Aaron explained, the key is to work with nature, not against it. Force only leads to disaster. Observation, understanding, and adaptation. That is how humans survive, and it can help you too. Lyra watched carefully as Aaron demonstrated how to construct a stabilizing grid using the natural energy of the planet. Your methods, they are simple, yet effective. I did not know humans could think in this way. Aaron smiled. Simplicity is often the best solution. Complexity can hide mistakes, but observation and action bring results. They tested the devices on a small section of the forest. Energy flows stabilized, Rivers returned to their natural paths, and the plants responded positively, leaning toward the light and growing stronger. Even the floating islands showed subtle signs of renewed stability. Lyra's eyes sparkled with awe. This works. Your ideas, they are saving our world. Aaron chuckled. I'm glad it's working, but this is only a start. We must implement these methods across the entire planet. As they traveled deeper into the forests, Lyra began to sense unusual energy spikes. Aaron, over there, she said, pointing to a dense cluster of trees. Something is wrong. The energy is unstable, dangerous. They approached cautiously and discovered a region where the energy flow had become erratic. Trees bent unnaturally, and the river's flow was disrupted, creating whirlpools of light in the water. Tiny creatures hovered uneasily, sensing the disturbance. Aaron knelt and examined the area. This is a natural imbalance, but it could spread if left unchecked. We need to redirect the energy and stabilize it. Lyra concentrated, extending her hands over the flowing rivers of energy. Slowly she guided the currents, her control precise and deliberate. Aaron adjusted the stabilizing devices, syncing them with her guidance. Together, human ingenuity and alien connection worked in harmony. Minutes passed and the chaotic energy gradually calmed. The trees straightened, the rivers flowed smoothly, and the creatures returned to their normal patterns. Lyra stepped back, her violet eyes glowing faintly. With the effort she had made, Aaron placed a hand on her shoulder. You did it. Your control, combined with our devices, it's perfect. Lyra smiled, though exhausted. We did it. Together. As they moved from region to region, stabilizing areas of disturbance, Aaron realized the impact humans could have. Not through force or war, but through understanding, creativity, and cooperation. It was a reminder of why humanity had survived in the galaxy so far. Their ability to adapt, observe, and act thoughtfully allowed them to influence worlds without destruction. During a quiet evening beside the glowing river, Lyra turned to Aaron. Aaron, your presence, your guidance, it has changed everything. My people, they now see humans differently, not as warriors, not as outsiders, but as allies, as friends, as teachers. Aaron nodded. It's not about us being better. It's about showing what humans can do when we act with purpose and empathy. Sometimes that's more powerful than any weapon. Lyra's smile was soft but filled with determination. I want to learn more. About your people, your ways, your courage. I want to bring that knowledge to my world, and perhaps beyond it. Aaron felt a warmth in his chest. Then we'll do it together. Humans and Irindra, learning from each other, teaching each other, creating a future that benefits everyone. Over the following weeks, their work began to bear fruit. Sections of the floating forests that had been unstable for decades regained their balance. Rivers flowed steadily, and wildlife returned to regions that had been empty or chaotic. The Irindra people watched in awe as a human warrior and their princess guided the restoration of their world. One day, as Aaron adjusted a stabilizing device, Lyra approached him with a serious expression. Aaron, the prophecy, it does not end with my survival. It speaks of a bridge between stars. I feel your presence, and I sense that humans are meant to connect worlds, to guide, to inspire. Your gift, your courage, it is part of something greater. Aaron looked at her thoughtfully. You mean humans have a role in helping other species, not through war, but through understanding, creativity, and courage? Lyra nodded. Yes, your people, you can guide, teach, and inspire. You can bring hope to places that may never see it otherwise. Your blood, your life, it has shown me the truth of this, that even across worlds, kindness and courage can create change. Aaron exhaled slowly. I never imagined my choice My act would have consequences this big. But seeing your world, seeing your people, I understand. Humans are capable of more than survival. We can create, we can heal, we can inspire. Lyra reached for his hand and he held it gently. Together, we can do more. Not just for this world, but for the galaxy. That night, as the twin moons cast their glow over the forests, Aaron and Lyra stood on a cliff overlooking the stabilized regions. The rivers shimmered, the floating islands floated steadily, and the glowing forests stretched endlessly beneath them. Aaron, I feel ready, Lyra said softly. Ready to face what comes next. To embrace the future that your gift has made possible. Aaron nodded. Then we move forward, together, humans and Arindra. We will guide, inspire, and protect, not with force, but with understanding and courage. That's what makes humans remarkable. Lyra smiled, her violet eyes shining. Yes, remarkable indeed. The glow of Arindra's twin moons bathed the floating forests in soft violet light. Rivers shimmered, casting reflections that danced across the floating islands. Captain Aaron Vale stood beside Princess Lyra on a high cliff, looking down at the thriving world below. The planet had transformed over the past weeks, stabilized by a combination of human ingenuity and Lyra's extraordinary abilities. Lyra's violet eyes sparkled as she surveyed her people. The Arindra had begun to rebuild their cities and cultivate the glowing forests in harmony with the planet's energy. The chaotic regions that once threatened collapse were now flourishing. Aaron could see the relief and hope in their movements, their gratitude unspoken but deeply felt. Captain, Lyra said softly, your blood, your courage, has changed everything. Not just me, not just this world, but the hearts of my people. They now see humans in a way they never imagined. Aaron shook his head, smiling humbly. I only did what any human would do if they could. I acted to save a life, but seeing the results, seeing how your people thrive, it's humbling. Lyra reached for his hand. You have given us more than life. You have given us a future. Over the past weeks, Aaron had guided the Arindra in understanding human principles, adaptation, creativity, and problem-solving. He taught them how to build devices that worked with nature rather than against it, how to plan for long-term sustainability, and how to trust in courage and collaboration. The Arindra scholars absorbed everything eagerly, realizing that humans were not merely conquerors or explorers. They were innovators, teachers, and allies. Aaron had also noticed subtle changes in Lyra. Her abilities were growing stronger by the day. She could sense energy fluctuations across the entire planet, influence currents of water and air with a thought, and even communicate with animals and plants in ways Aaron could not fully understand. But she remained grounded, guided by the lessons he had taught her about responsibility and restraint. One evening, Lyra approached him with a thoughtful expression. Aaron, I sense a disturbance beyond our planet, a region of space, dark and chaotic. I do not know what it is, but it may threaten others. I feel your blood, your courage, within me. Perhaps we are meant to act. Aaron frowned, a mix of worry and resolve crossing his face. If there is a threat, we must be ready. Humans have faced dangers far beyond their worlds, and we have survived through ingenuity, teamwork, and courage. I'll stand with you. Lyra nodded. Then we prepare, but not alone. I will call upon my people, and together, we will act. The following days were filled with preparation. Lyra and Aaron devised strategies to monitor the galactic energy currents that flowed between star systems. They built devices capable of detecting anomalies and stabilizing them before they could grow into threats. Arindra engineers, guided by Aaron's methods, constructed energy grids that could expand across multiple planets. During this time, Lyra confided in Aaron. Your blood. It changed me, Captain. But it also changed something within my people. They now believe in courage, in hope, in the possibility of allies from distant worlds. You have shown them that humans are more than they imagine." Aaron smiled, though his eyes carried a trace of weariness. "Humans are capable of much, when they care. But it is you, Princess, who will lead. You have the power, the wisdom, and the courage. My part was small. Your will be great." The day came when Lyra fully embraced her role. She stood before the gathered Irindra, her violet glow radiant under the twin moons. "People of Irindra," she began, "we have witnessed a gift beyond our understanding. A human gave his life, his courage, and his knowledge to save me. His actions have shown us what is possible. We must honor this gift by protecting our world, learning from each other, and preparing for challenges beyond our planet." Aaron stood beside her, silently proud. He had never sought recognition, but the respect and gratitude of her people was overwhelming. The Irindra had begun to see humans not as outsiders but as partners, as beings capable of extraordinary courage and wisdom. Then came the moment of revelation. Lyra raised her hands, and a pulse of energy radiated outward, touching the forests, rivers, and floating islands. Every living creature and plant seemed to respond, harmonizing with the flow. Aaron watched in awe as she demonstrated her full power, controlled, precise, and grounded in purpose. "This," Lyra said softly, "is the gift that your courage unlocked, Captain. We must use it wisely, to help others, to protect life, wherever it exists." Aaron nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility alongside her. That's humanity's way. Courage, creativity, and compassion can change worlds, if we use them wisely. Over the next weeks, Aaron trained select Irindra with human techniques, engineering, strategy, and critical thinking, so that the planet could be defended against any natural or cosmic disturbances. Together, humans and Irindra created a system that not only stabilized Irindra but could also extend to nearby star systems, forming a network of cooperation and protection. One evening, as the twin moons reflected on the rivers below, Lyra and Aaron stood on a cliff overlooking the thriving forests. "Aaron, what happens now?" she asked. He took a deep breath, feeling the enormity of their journey. "Now, we continue. We continue to explore, to teach, to protect. Humans have always been explorers, problem solvers, and friends to those who need help. You have the power now, Lyra, to make your world better and to extend that hope beyond it. My role is done here, but the bond we share will last forever." Lyra's violet eyes glistened with gratitude and determination. "You have changed me, changed my people, and changed this world. Your courage, your choice, it will never be forgotten. I promise to honor it." Aaron smiled, feeling a rare sense of peace. "Then my mission here is complete. But remember, courage, hope, and wisdom are what truly make humans remarkable." The next morning, Aaron prepared to leave. The Irindra had built a small fleet of ships using human-guided engineering, capable of traveling to nearby systems. Lyra and her advisors had chosen him to be their first ambassador, not as a ruler, but as a symbol of cooperation and friendship between species. As he boarded his ship, Lyra approached. "Aaron, before you go, know this. Your blood, your life, it has left a mark that cannot be erased. You have created a bridge, not just between us, but for the entire galaxy. You have proven that humans are capable of great good." Aaron nodded, humbled. "And you, Lyra, are the bridge that carries that hope forward. Protect your world, guide your people, and remember the lessons we learned together." The ship rose into the sky, passing the glowing forests, shimmering rivers, and floating islands. Below, Lyra watched, her energy glowing brightly as if reflecting the bond they shared. She felt his presence still within her, not just as a memory, but as a guiding force, a reminder of courage, hope, and selflessness. As the horizon's edge left the planet's atmosphere, Aaron looked back one last time. "Goodbye, Lyra," he whispered. "And thank you for letting me be part of this journey." Lyra's voice echoed softly in the translator. "Farewell, Aaron. The galaxy will remember you." In the weeks and months that followed, news of the Arindra's recovery and the human who had saved their princess spread across nearby star systems. Humans were seen not as conquerors or invaders, but as allies, teachers, and friends capable of extraordinary courage. Lyra, now fully transformed, became a symbol of hope for her people. Guided by her connection to Aaron and the lessons he taught her, she led Arindra into a new era, one of peace, knowledge, and cooperation. The planet flourished, becoming a hub of learning and exploration, where humans and Arindra worked together to protect life and promote understanding. Years later, Aaron received a holographic message from Lyra. Her voice was calm and confident, filled with pride. "Captain Aaron Vale," she said, "your courage changed more than one life. You created a legacy that will endure for generations. Humans and Arindra are united, and together we will face the challenges of the galaxy. You are remembered, honored, and celebrated, not just as a warrior, but as a hero." Aaron smiled, feeling the satisfaction that comes from knowing a life was truly changed, and a galaxy's future shifted for the better. Humans had given more than blood that day. They had given hope, courage, and proof that one person's choice could transform the lives of many. And in that moment, Aaron understood what it truly meant to be human: to give without expectation, to act with courage, and to inspire others to greatness. Across the stars, from Earth to Arindra, humanity's mark had been made. The universe was vast, full of challenges and wonders yet unseen. But thanks to one human warrior and one alien princess, it now knew that courage, selflessness, and wisdom could bridge worlds, and that humanity could be a force for unimaginable good.